Hi, good afternoon, and welcome to the session.
Hello.
Hi, Gita. You can hear me?
Yeah, very clearly.
Thank you. So we will wait for another 5 minutes for rest of the participants to join. So till we wait for others to join for a couple of minutes, request you to uh, introduce yourself, and if there is anything specific you are looking at by attending this program, you can share as well. So thanks Archana for joining. Gargi, Geeta, good afternoon and warm welcome. Rajendra Kumar, good afternoon. So we have two participants. Thank you. We have two participants joined as Galaxy 2 and Redmi Note. If you could tell me your names, it would be great. So we are live on YouTube at present. You can use your chat box or unmute and introduce yourself. Say a couple of lines about yourself. Good afternoon, Uma. Warm welcome. Sai Lakshmi, good afternoon. Tattva Vidyananda, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Thank you. Galaxy Z Flip 3 5G, if you can hear me. So good afternoon, Mohit, and warm welcome. Yeah, good afternoon, Uma. Yeah, Hayarmat, good afternoon. Thank you. So surprisingly, we had more than 130 registrations for this program, but I can see only 11 have joined. So I really don't understand why people register and then they don't turn up. Good afternoon, Sukham, and warm welcome.
Good afternoon, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
So may I comment a
Yeah,
little
yeah,
on your
sure.
question ahead?
Sure, sure.
Okay, so I was just thinking like it has happened with me quite a times. The like the topic which you
अरे
sent
मैं
is
मैं
quite
पेड़ चला
interesting.
रहा है इनके बोला क्या करे
1 minute, I will mute Hayarmat. Yeah, yeah, Gandhi.
Yeah. So I say is that the topics and everything which we get is too interesting and we do like to go for it and hence we register. But the thing is at times we get like we get work priorities and some family issues or something, so we are not able to turn up, but we definitely want, like as you said, there were 150 people or 105 people who registered.
So I can understand, say, we can count that 50% of the population can have an emergency. But
Yeah.
out of 130, if only 12, 13 turn up, then it shows that probably, even though they are interested, probably they are not committed. See,
Right,
why I am
that
sharing,
can be said.
this is very interesting. Why I am sharing this is,
Mm-hmm.
it is not that help is not available in the world. Okay, my
Right.
experience with people is that help is always there. And
True.
it is not that you have to spend huge amount of money to get that help, but we have to understand that somewhere down the line the commitment from our own side is not enough, right? So somewhere we can look at ourselves. If we have not reached where we want to reach or we are supposed to reach, we have to really
Mhm.
go back and think whether we have given our 100%.
Right.
I am sure you all will agree with it. So I'm not talking about right or wrong. So there is nothing right and wrong. Okay, but when a huge number of people register and then they don't turn up, it shows that somewhere that commitment is missing more than emergencies. I can understand that everybody can have exigencies, and but if only 10% come, means even right now there would be n number of reasons for you not to attend this program, right? There will be definitely other priorities also, because in modern world we have only 24 hours to do everything what we want to or what we have to,
Mm.
right? So somewhere we have to understand what are our priorities. So with this, because this is quite relevant to the program, we will start. So doesn't matter. We 11 are there here to bring about the change. So good afternoon once again and warm welcome. I appreciate your commitment and you joined the session on time. And I appreciate your eagerness to kind of uh, learn and bring about the changes. You could have been doing anything and everything, but you chose to attend this program. So thank you very much. So what I'm going to do is quickly, I'm going to tell you, we'll try to wrap it up in 5 minutes, tell you about Apollo leadership. Then we will get into this session about emotional wellness. If we have time, we will do a small activity, or you can definitely join our meditation session where we will do a full activity where we use meditation and NLP and bring about the changes at subconscious level, that is removing negativity and increasing positivity. So if you have not attended the meditation so far, I recommend that you join that session. And then I'm going to share something about NLP course and the leadership courses which we have, right? So we provide customized training intervention based on the organization's need. We can design and deliver the programs. These are the some of the topics on which we have delivered the programs. This is not the complete list, of course, but these are the major programs: one-to-one coaching, counseling, and coaching sessions, NLP certification programs, and train the trainer programs are what we are offering. During this COVID times, we have delivered more than 100 free sessions. Some of these sessions, most of the sessions were around NLP, and the topics were like how to achieve extraordinary success, law of attraction, law of affirmation, how to use positive mental attitude for success, power of meditation, which is our flagship program now. Then for self-development, we have programs like how to turn our dreams into a reality, self-confidence, superpower to success, impactful communication, managing emotions using NLP, power of habits, and the mindset which we need to have, the mindset of successful people, we will understand that in that program. Then in leadership, we did three programs: personality type, communication, and leadership, leadership maps, conflict management, and leadership. So during this program, though we are talking about negativity, anxiety, and depression, we will see how the leadership or managerial skills can impact the uh, employees' mental health, mental well-being. And then some unique sessions like love languages, law of karma, and uh, emotional wellness, which we are right now doing. So this is our process of learning consultancy. We provide learning consultancy. So in that, we start the training need identification, designing the training program, monthly calendar, then delivering the programs, do pre and post assessments. We also identify internal trainers and develop them so that they can design their own content, technical content, and deliver. My name is Sanjay Goyal. This is about me on the screen. I was with Franklin Covey for more than 10 years, where we delivered training programs on 7 habits based on book written by Dr. Stephen Covey, world's largest selling book across the globe all times, and one of the largest selling program, in fact, the largest selling program across the globe. I was also associated with Dr. Paul Hersey's situational leadership, where we delivered programs on situational leadership model. That is the oldest leadership model, I think was invented or discovered in 1960. My username is Sanjay B. Goel. You can find me on Quora, LinkedIn, and don't forget to subscribe our YouTube channel so that you can receive notifications whenever we are live. So that will ensure that you don't miss the sessions also. And uh, remember to join if you're not joined our group meditation sessions. We have planned to do it at least one session every week so that we experience continued positivity. Then we also have Facebook, LinkedIn, Telegram group, and uh, again a separate WhatsApp group. I have been doing counseling for now more than 7 years. So removing past painful memories, psychosomatic, how to deal with stress, sleep disorders, which are very common today, dealing with fears and negativity, overthinking is what I have been helping people with. And so this is the negative side. What is the positive side of coaching and counseling is to help people succeed by finding opportunities, solution to the existing problems, finding the purpose of our lives itself is a big challenge, fulfill goals and dreams based on skills and state of mind, help people successful, help them attract health, wealth, money, happiness, and success, improving communication with self, others, and the environment, or you can say the universal power. So today in this session, emotional wellness, we will understand what are the causes of this negativity, extreme stress, anxiety, and depression, and then how we can reconnect. We are connected on Zoom and through internet. So if there is a problem in my audio, you're not able to hear me clearly, not able to see my slides, you can immediately tell me and I will try to correct that. If I get logged out by mistake because of the internet issue or technical error, bear with me, I will join again. So what we are going to understand is what is happiness, what is emotional wellness, anxiety and depression, and some myths and causes about anxiety and depression, and how we can reconnect, how we can deal with this anxiety and depression. Right. So when we talk about happiness, we all know that happiness is the state of mind. So it is like, it is the way we look at things. And this is what we all know. The question that comes out is happiness a skill? So what do you think? You can use the chat box or you can unmute and tell me, what do you think is happiness? Is it a skill? Can we learn to remain happy? What is it? What do you think? You can use the chat box or you can unmute and tell me. Thanks, Geeta.
Yeah, you rightly said that happiness is state of mind.
Right. So thank
If
you very
we
much. Happiness.
want to be happy, you can be in any state and you can remain happy.
Right. So happiness is a state of mind. We can remain happy in any or every situation. So is happiness a skill? Can we learn how to remain happy? So thank you very much. So I get a response skill. Yeah, thank you very much for that. Yeah. So the answer is definitely yes. Happiness is a skill and we can learn to be happy. Now, when we talk about skill and state of mind, so during the program, we will connect how we can remain happy, how is it a state of mind, how we can acquire that kind of state of mind, right? So when we talk about happiness, for a person to be happy, he has to be happy, satisfied, or contented in all the four areas. And what are these four areas? This is physical health, mental health, social connections, and spirituality. Right. So physical health, we all know, we manage it by exercise, yoga, and so on. Mental is emotional balance, intellect being kind of present, thinking, calmness. When we talk about being social, it is about how we connect with people, how we interact with people. And then spiritual is where we talk about self-realization, what is the purpose of our lives, values, ethics, morals, and so on. So when we talk about emotional wellness, basically it gets into these two areas. So of course we have to understand that we have to be happy in all four areas, but mental and situational, mental and social are the two areas which we are going to focus today on. So now when we talk about happiness or emotional wellness, what is the major hurdle or challenge in remaining happy? We understood happiness is a state of mind, and it depends on the way we see things. Whether we are going to be happy or not is what that decides our outlook, the way we see things. So I got a response from Gargi, overthinking. Thank you very much. You're right there. Anything else? So what is
So
the, yeah,
the
please.
brain is pre-programmed towards looking at the negativity for self-preservation, which is no longer needed now.
So thank you very much, Dr. Bedi. Beautifully said. So definitely our mind is designed to think four times more negative. So we have a natural tendency to look at the negativity because it preserves us, it is required for our safety. These are our natural instincts. So thank you very much. Anything else? So what Dr. Bedi said and comes out with the discussion is the negative emotions are the kind of main reason behind or the obstacle from being mentally happy, uh, from acquiring the state of happiness. So these are some of the negative emotions we can experience. Now we have already discussed this in previous sessions also. When you look at this negative emotions, are they really negative? You can unmute or you can use the chat box and tell me, are these emotions really negative? What do you think?
See, agar, if
Any
worry is
emotion for that
not
matter
there,
is negative. Sorry.
Yeah, no problems. So, yeah, Rajendra.
see, if worry is not there, then I don't think that we would be able to do something. We cannot be always worryless. So
Right,
sometimes worry is very, very important. It helps
right,
us to do something, some take action.
right,
Maybe
right,
some anxiety. Sometimes, when I go to bat, say for example, I'm going for playing, but I'm going to for batting, and some anxiety should be there so that I am conscious for the bat, looking at the ball
right,
perfectly.
right,
So I don't think that these emotions which are written over here, maybe take any nervousness, maybe hate, maybe I do not know that hate, maybe hate to corruption, maybe
right,
is good. I believe that
right,
if rape is happening in front of me, I'm not hating the things,
right,
and then I'm not good, maybe.
right. So thank you, Rajendra, for that. Yeah, Dr. Bedi wanted to say something.
So we actually all the emotions have to be respected. They are given by nature. It
Right,
is the within the average range. Beyond the balance is what makes them, uh, good or bad.
right. So beautifully said. So thanks, Rajendra and Dr. Bedi. You're right there. So uh, when we talk about these negative emotions, if you look at them carefully, they are required. They are necessary for our survival. So, for example, shame, right? So when because we have that shame, that emotion of shame, I'm sitting in front of you with all these clothes. If I had no shame, probably I wouldn't be wearing these clothes. Jealousy, when you see somebody doing something good, and for example, a lady, she is looking really good, slim. If you look at her and you also feel like, okay, the jealousy, okay, see how good she is looking, I would also like to be fit. So you may work towards your physical health. So that can be a positive thing. When we have guilt, we experience guilt. That means there is some behavior we are exhibiting, we are doing, which we know inside we should not do. So it is our way of controlling ourselves from doing anything wrong. So if you look at all these emotions serve some purpose. So negative emotions, if you look at them, are not exactly negative. They have to be balanced because they are required for our survival. Because if I'm not worrying, if I don't worry about my safety when I'm driving a bike or I'm crossing the road, I will not really take precautions or take care while crossing the road. And I am meeting an accident on the road, the chances will be very high. So this negative emotions actually prevent me. Uh, they support me. They actually help me from. They help me from. They help me protect myself. Right now, when we talk about anxiety and depression, very interesting is that in India today, 1 out of every 7 actually have some mental issue like anxiety, depression, and this is in 2017, pre-COVID, and these are very common and increasing in India, more in women. Now, when we talk about anxiety, like Rajendra said, anxiety, worry, that has to be there, because if I am going on the ground to bat now and I have the world class bowlers bowling at me, I have to be anxious because that makes me little more alert and aware. It is not an uncommon, unusual experience, but chronic anxiety, you are becoming anxious on situations, in situations where it is not really required, then it becomes an issue of concern. So when you're feeling depressed, you're feeling down, that means something is not going right in our lives and we need to change that. Now, some myths are depression is not real, right? So many believe that depression is something which is imaginary. So somebody's mind is imagining something and it is an embarrassment, it is a mental weakness. So that's the myth. So what is the reality? We will see it during the program. Big depression is caused because of the person's personal life, particularly particularly during his childhood experiences he had or trauma he had in childhood. So not always necessary. Depression and anxiety are carried in our genes. So we will see to it also that is not exactly 100% true. It is a malfunction in the brain caused by some hormone deficiency. We will see that is also not exactly always true. And what solves depression? It is drugs, and there are many drugs available and prescribed by the doctors. These are the only ways out. So we will look at those myths as well. Now, when we talk about anxiety and depression, if you look at our lifestyle, if we look at our uh, forefathers, 70, 80, 100 years before, the cases of anxiety and depression were very rare. Yeah, we didn't even hear it as frequently as we are doing it now. So what has exactly changed is the question. What do you think? You can use the chat box, you can unmute and tell me. Share it with everyone, of course.
I think the social media and over information is creating more problem.
So social media,
Over
over
information.
information. Yeah, great. Thank you. You're right there. Any other things, other causes you think?
You have this comparison which
Yes.
tends to get done today a lot more than before, because earlier the lack of information was there, you didn't know as much. Today everyone puts on a happy front, and therefore there is an inevitable comparison, and I think human tendency is to always find yourself falling short of that.
Right. Thank you very much, Sai Lakshmi. Beautifully said. Thank you very much for that. Wonderful. Any other thoughts? Why do you think what has changed so much? So you're right there. So all the points were correct. Anything else?
More education, I believe.
More education. So in fact, more education should actually reduce anxiety and depression, right?
Yes, but the kind of education we are getting is, we are not connected to our own culture, rituals, or maybe our own heritage.
Right, right,
So
right,
that has disconnected us to the roots, basically.
right. So thank you very much. So you all are right there. So let's see. So when we talk about anxiety and depression,
So one point from my side, it is
yeah,
perhaps the emotional health of people.
right,
Like it has gone really very down because of all those reasons which people said that is information comparison and everything.
right. I'm sorry. Can you repeat again? I'm sorry.
Acha, I said is emotional health of people has reduced a lot.
Yeah. So the
Uh,
question is why emotional health is reduced.
So actually, if we sum it up, sir, if we sum all this up, sir, there are four determinants of health.
Right,
These are personal, social, and economic and environmental.
right,
And there is a tangential increase in all the health determinants.
right,
And that is why mental illnesses are on the rise, sir.
right. So you said personal, social, environmental, and
Economical.
economical. Okay, great. Thank you very much for that wonderful sharing. So, okay. So I forgot to stop the annotate and somebody used it. So I have stopped it. Now, when we spoke about negative emotions, so we understood that negative emotions are really necessary. For example, if you eat something which has some contamination, some chemical, which is not good for our health, what will happen? So if we eat something which is contaminated with a chemical, right? For example, eat apple without washing, and there are a lot of chemicals which are sprayed. If you eat it as it is, what will happen? Grapes, if you eat it as it is, what will happen?
The toxins will be inside, sir. So we are not eating a healthy food, sir.
So when toxic goes inside, what happens?
You fall ill.
Sir,
You fall ill, right? You feel sick, you feel nauseating, you vomit. Now all this indicates that there is something wrong. You ate something which is wrong, right? Similarly, those negative emotions, when they become extreme, they stop you, they become an uh, in obstacle in helping you, they become an obstacle uh, for you to live a healthy life. That indicates that there is something wrong in our lives. There is something wrong in all the four areas which Dr. Bedi spoke about, or probably one of those areas which we need to fix up. So pain, like negative emotions, or negative emotions like pain, are necessary, that they indicate there is something wrong in our lifestyles. So increase in the number of anxiety, depression, or the uh, deterioration of mental health, all these indicates that there is something wrong in our lifestyles as well. The way we live our lives, the way we see our environment or people or situations around us. So I would just like to share one interesting story which I read. So this is not a story; it's a real incident which had happened. Okay. So the story was that there was a company which came out with a magic wand, which was called interestingly called a magic wand, and a company started selling this therapy using this magic wand. So they used to claim that they have trained therapists or magicians, you can call them, and with the help of this magic wand, they could help people recover from many diseases. And these experts used to go and use this magic wand on them, and they used to feel they have recovered, and the rate of recovery was extremely high. People were feeling good, great, uh, healed, recovered after using the therapy or the services of this company. They had magicians with the magic wand, which could be clear. Now there were doctors, right, and logical thinkers. They said, no, there is something wrong. How can a magic wand heal people? So they bought this magic wand from the company. They broke it to see what is inside. And what did they find inside the magic wand? They found stick, wooden stick, and the metal rod outside, nothing else. So there was nothing inside. So further research, and after the company was forced, they agreed that actually there was nothing inside. So there was no magic. It was no magic wand. It was only a kind of playing with the psychology, with the mind of the people. But then the question is, when people felt good, was it fake? What do you think?
I think we hear it in the context of the placebo effect, even in
Yeah,
terms of when they give
absolutely.
medicals,
Right,
right? There are some placebo medicines, so it's like people believe they have been treated, so therefore they feel, the
right,
belief actually changed it. And
right, right. So, in other words, you can say that in most of these cases, actually, of course, the problem can be physical, but more than physical, it was more connected to the mind, right? So, let's see. So now we understood placebo effect. We understood pain, why it is necessary, because pain or negative emotions are kind of a signal that something is wrong in our lives and we need to fix it up. Now we will look at 9 causes of depression and anxiety. So first and the most common one is disconnection with meaningful work. Now there was an interesting study done by Gallup, and the study had a surprising result on the corporate employees. 13%, only 13% of the employees felt engaged with what the company was doing, were engaged with the work they are doing. 63% were not engaged. 24% were actually disengaged. So 24% people were the people who kind of moved around in the office and were kind of, talking negative things about the company, about the work, and so on. And this 24% were actually disengaged and kind of spreading negativity. And who were getting influenced readily with this 24%? Who would probably get influenced easily with this 24%? You can use the chat box or unmute and tell me. This 24%, so out of
63, sir.
63, thank you very much. So out of 24%, so you can say that 1 out of 5, right? 1 out of 4 to be precise. So around 1 out of 4 is actively disengaged, and he is disengaging another 2 of his colleagues. Now, why these people are actively disengaged, right? So what happens is disempowerment. Now, what is disempowerment and what is empowerment? So when we talk about, so this is very interesting and very important for leaders to learn how to empower their people, their subordinates, so that they feel engaged. Now, what is disempowerment? When we talk about disempowerment, is you are treating all your employees as if they don't know their work, right? So you are telling them all the time that you have to do this, you have to do that. So they are not empowered. They don't feel free to work, right? So that has been the major cause of the poor engagement of the employees, right? Now, when we talk about managers or leaders in the company, There will be managers and leaders who would probably proudly say that they have never learned managerial skills, they have never learned leadership skills, but they are still getting results. So getting results and getting your employee engaged are two different things. People may be disengaged, but you may force them to work, right? And they may give the bare minimum productivity which is required for them to survive in the organization. And if you probably compare to your past record, you are still doing great, right? However, the employees who are working with you are not happy, they are not satisfied, they don't feel empowered, they don't feel included, and very likely the moment they get a better opportunity at the drop of the hat, they will leave the company. Lack of balance between efforts and rewards. Now, when we talk about efforts and rewards, okay, rewards may not be always tangible. So it is not necessary that you have to give promotion, increment all the time. It is about appreciating people. So when I do my leadership programs, there are a lot of leaders or managers, they get up and say, no, no, we should not appreciate our employees too much. Why should we not appreciate my employees? Any reason? What do you think could be the reason?
Most organizations tend to believe if you appreciate employees, there is invisible expectation that at the time of annual reviews,
Right, they will
one
come
praise
and they will
someone
ask for,
throughout the year and
yeah,
then suddenly give them a sub-par increment. But
right,
unfortunately, from the metric perspective, we always follow a bell curve. And
right,
so,
right,
as much
right,
as I would
right,
like to,
right, right. So thank you very much for sharing. So you're definitely, you're 100% right there. So it is just because you have appreciated people doesn't mean they will come and they will ask for an increment every year. See, let us understand, when we have defined what are their targets and their goals and what they need to achieve, right? And we do regular review. We know what people are people, and when you give them feedback regularly that this is what you have achieved so far, this is where you need to improve. People really know where they stand, right? So, what is this appreciation? Appreciation is when they do good things in the organization while they are doing their work. Those small appreciations and rewards can make a huge difference to the to the employees' morale. So, disempowerment. So, disempowerment and lack of balance between efforts and rewards. People want appreciation. People love appreciation, right? So it is not always that appreciation has to be tangible, and just because you appreciate people for their good work doesn't mean that at the end of the year they will come and stand on your head and ask for an increment or a promotion. So this disconnection
sorry,
from the,
I just wanted to add one take. Uh, Possibly in certain industries, it doesn't mean that. But if you look at highly competitive industries like IT enabled services, financial services, here it becomes a huge challenge because here the numbers pretty much are known. What are the other banks doing? What are the other peers doing? So there is an inevitable catch up that is getting played. So I think in these sectors, where the information is freely available about what compensation others are getting, there the demands tend to be more. That's what at least I have seen in my experience.
right now, the research says that people after a certain level are okay with a little less salary if the work culture and the environment given to them is good. That is
True,
one
sir.
thing. The second thing is that, see, understand, reward and appreciation will not always, see, reward is you did a great work last week, right? The target for you was only 12 and you achieved 14, uh, 14 clients. You were able to get 14 clients. And as a token of a gesture for your appreciation in front of everyone, I am giving you this pen. Now, this pen may cost 20 rupees, or you take your team out for a lunch, right? Now these small things are the rewards which will make people happy. They will feel their contribution is recognized, right? Second important thing is, what are you doing in financial sector? See, nowadays if you look at any sector or any company, tell me where there is no competition. So every industry has competition, whether you are from chemical industry, whether you are from pharma, whether you're from IT, any industry, you will always have competition. So there is no sector where there is no competition, right? And the information in all the sectors are freely available now on internet. So we have sites like Glassdoor. So if you treat your employee badly, he will go and write a review outside. How seriously you take is your choice. So it is not always necessary. What people want is recognition, right? It is not always necessary that it is related or connected to money, right? So appreciation is what we have to give regularly. When I was leading my teams, right? So my teams used to work in such a way. I was heading a sales team. I was a regional manager for Franklin Covey, heading the public program team in the West region. Even if I didn't go to my office for a week, my team will continue to do their work. So they didn't need any supervision. They were all empowered. They knew what to do in what situation. And when they were not they were unsure, they will call me. So I don't have to monitor them. So that empowerment is necessary.
So it is like money up to a certain level is required for living comfortably, but it cannot buy the happiness.
Absolutely.
Self-contentment is more important, sir.
Right. After a certain level. So there is a research on US citizens, corporate employees. So that study says that after a certain level, so you start earning a certain amount. After that level, you are not worried about money. Now you start thinking about what am I doing with my life now. Now it is not about money anymore. After a certain level, so people intrinsically realize that okay, after this comfort, I don't have to really worry about money. Now I should worry about what other things I can do for the society, community, or my own employees or people. Right. So that was the number one cause. We can go in a leadership program and we can discuss all in detail, and we can always form policies and ways. See, I have handled the teams for a very long time in a competitive environment. Selling a seat 15-20 years before, 30,000 rupees. Franklin Covey, 7 habits, one seat was not a easy deal, right? And we used to sell so many. We used to never fall short of the target. Everybody used to perform because we had that structure, and we used to appreciate people on regular basis whenever they did something great, something good. Second one is depression. Second cause is disconnection with other people, right? Now human beings are basically social animals. They have survived through the caves and the ages because they live together. So that is the crux, heart of our survival. There is a research done where a newborn baby, if the baby is not nourished, nurtured, if his or her mother doesn't kind of hug her or love her, the baby will eventually die. So this is disconnection with other people. Now living in cities, so we are confined to our four walls. We don't even know our neighbors. 70 years before, 80 years before in India, we lived in joint family. I would request everyone to keep yourself on mute and unmute whenever you want to speak. You're all free to speak at any point of time. Okay, thank you. So 70, 80 years before, when we were living together, 7 brothers, they are living together along with their father and mother and their children. So the eldest brother didn't know who were his children. They used to play all together. So if he's going to buy something, some sweets for children, he's going to buy for everyone, right? So no child will be felt left out, right? They will have some connections with each other, right? If you look at our elders, right, they were connected. They were most of them would be were connected with their cousin brothers, cousin sisters, whom we call cousins today, right? Mahabharat says that brother fought with the brother, but if you look at from Western point of view, They were not brothers, they were cousins, so it is okay to fight. But Mahabharat, we describe it as a great war because it was fought between brothers, right? So cousin brothers were not brothers, they were your actual brothers, they were your real brothers. Now what has happened is, the formula is, if you are connected by blood, uh, same parents, then you're brothers and sisters, otherwise you're not. And that too, when you grow old and you have your own families, then you start looking at your own families, then you look at the property, then you think that my brother got more, my sister got more, I got less, and then you get into fights. So that connection is lost. In the way we are in nuclear family today, if something goes wrong with me, I don't know where to go, what to do, what will happen to me. 70 years before, you were living in villages. I have gone to villages, and I have seen today also in villages every evening in India, in small villages, people will sit in the evening outside, and before they go for dinner, they will talk, they will discuss, they will share. Something goes wrong in the village, in one family, all will go there. Some happy moments, celebration in one family, all will go there. In the morning, all farmers will leave their house together, and they will walk together to their farms, and then they will separate based on where their farms are, but they will all start together. If somebody is missing, something is wrong, they will automatically know. So this disconnection is gone. I will just share one interesting thing, right? It is out of contest, and no harm intended against anybody. When we talk about somebody like Salman Khan, all the cases against him are gone, but only one case is pending. You know which one? Most of the cases have been resolved. He has been out. There is
The
one
black
case.
box.
Now why? He has killed human beings. That is what people say, right? I cannot judge or comment on him, but that's what is assumed. Now when he is acquitted from human murder, how can he still be, that case of black bug, hunting black bug, is still on his neck? How is it? Because he hunted black bug supposedly in a village where they worship it. These are Vishnoi community which is very strongly connected, and people who live this their village, like somebody becomes a lawyer, go to Mumbai, other becomes a doctor, goes to Delhi, they still remain connected to their village, and they are hell bent to punish Salman Khan because of his deeds. And because he can, you can influence a person, you can influence uh, a government, right? But you cannot influence the whole community. And when the whole community stands together, right, the community will be unbeaten. So that's the power of connection. So disconnecting from another people. So we will speed up a little. Like lonely people are more anxious. They have low self-esteem, more pessimistic, more afraid to interact with people because they believe that they will dislike him or her. Right. So interesting study conducted in America. How many close friends an average American has? What could be your guess? Modern world. How many close friends an average American would be having? Any guess?
Not even one, sir.
No, that is too much.
Too
So
much.
yeah, that is. So they have two at an average, only two close friends, right? And if you look at 50 years, 70 years, 100 years, so our brothers and sisters were more than two, right? Your brother's uh, uh, son, sorry, your uncle's son and daughter were your brothers and sisters. So forget about close friends. Your families were so strong and so closely knit that you didn't have to go outside. So this is the disconnection which is causing anxiety and depression. Meaningful values. Now, when we talk about values, 70 years before, 100 years before, when we gave our word to somebody, when I spoke with somebody, gave him or her my word, I would stick to it, irrespective of whether I was observed, I was noted or not. For example, there are stories you will read in Panchatantra. So there was a Brahmin, he had a pony tail, He goes to a merchant, tells him, okay, give me 10 golden coins. If I don't return you these 10 golden coins within 6 months, I will cut my hair and I will hair lock and I will give it to you. Now, what is so great about hair lock? I don't have one, but if I had many, I could take 10 golden coins and forget it forever. No, that is because your word had value. That is because you lived certain values. You stood for some values. Today, something happens on the street, people will walk by, or more intelligent world will shoot it, put it on their YouTube, believing that they will get more views, more subscriber, it will get monetized, and they will play in money. So more money, right? So no values. So this disconnection with meaningful values. So when we eat junk food, we gain weight. Something goes wrong with our health. We realize that we are eating wrong things, right? It is making me physically sick. Values, when they deteriorate, right, they are making us emotionally sick, which we are not aware of. So we are living a life where we don't value our value system. If you attend 7 habits, Dr. Stephen Covey talks about mission, vision, and values. So why values are important? Because they decide what kind of action or decision you are going to take. It is not about your life. You may die, you may live again, or you may not live again, but important is to stick with your values. Why the soldiers fight at the border? Because they believe that they are fighting for the country. They are connected with their work. They know that they are protecting 130 crore population of India. They are sleeping safely because I am standing at the border. So that gives him that connection, that empowerment to throw his life away. We heard so many war stories. Their values. So values are deteriorating. Important for the organizations is most of the organizations will have mission, vision, and values. But if you ask their employees, they don't know what is the vision, what is the mission, what are the values the organization is committed to. When we join a company, we look at the salaries, not at the values the company follow, not the culture. पैसा ज़्यादा है, चलो जाओ काम करो. And then you get into anxiety and depression or negativity. So when you say that your values are deteriorating, it is about giving over value to overvaluing money and material wealth, which has come from our Western culture, right? 100 years before, you say India had everything, right? Self-contained, self-sufficient. People did not value money and possession so much, right? When you talk about our elders, right? When we talk to our elders, at their time, they did not value money so much or possessions so much. They valued relationship. They valued people. They had their own value system, which was quite close to the principles. You should read 7 habits or attend a 7 habits program, right? So what will be more motivating, intrinsic or extrinsic values or goals? These are intrinsic, these are extrinsic. So what will be more motivating?
Intrinsic.
Intrinsic, obviously.
Obviously, because I have, for money, praise or punishment, I have earned money, it's gone. I have got the praise, it's gone. I have got the grades, it's gone. So it cannot motivate you for a long time. Somebody like Sachin Tendulkar, who could score 100 centuries, it cannot be always because of money. My request is please be on mute, right? Advertisements. So you have to be very careful while you're watching this as what advertisements. They are designed to make you inferior at the subconscious level, and that makes you buy their products, right? Why people drank Pepsi, Coke for so many years? Why did people smoke? I was a smoker for 18 years. Why did people smoke? Why did people have Pepsi, Coke, and such? Why people have Horlicks and Bonvita, which really doesn't have much nutrition value for our children? Why do we do that? This is because they are designed to make you feel inferior at the subconscious level. When you see your son is uh, has not grown so tall as compared to the son next door, boy next door, you immediately go and buy Horlicks because it shows that Horlicks or Bonvita helps in the growth, right? Advertisements. A very bad advertisement is one where the guy is eating a chocolate or something, and there is an old lady sitting on the bench, and she is asking for help. Probably her stick has fallen down. This guy doesn't help. She gets up, picks the stick, and something falls on the place she stands. Fortunately, now is vacant, and the lady says, "Thank you very much for not helping." What message that does this gives teenagers of our society? You're not supposed to help anyone. They will help themselves. So these advertisements have to be very careful. In certain countries, they monitor these advertisements very seriously. Children are not allowed in any advertisements. No children. So advertisements can create a value system in the society, and then they can destroy the value system. Other one I will tell you about Disney Hotstar. I think they were. This was about IPL being played and kind of streamed live, and there was an advertisement which showed a teenage boy. He's so uncomfortable with his family. His father is gargling, his grandmother is shouting or something like that. Somebody is coughing and he's not able to play well, and he goes out of his family and is now playing on Hotstar, seeing the match on the Hotstar alone with his friends. Now what this kind of advertisements convey at the subconscious level, that society, families are an hindrance. It's good to be alone. Now, this boy, when he grows up, he will discard his family very quickly. So, advertisements, childhood trauma. People don't accept things that went wrong in their childhood. They live with it. They feel that it has been forgotten. It will take care of itself. But it causes continuous anxiety and depression. Right? Disconnection from status and respect. In an organization, who would be more stressed out? The people at the top or people at the bottom? Very interesting. I would like your opinion and answer on that.
At
किसको
the
ज्यादा
top, sir.
किसको ज्यादा स्ट्रेस होता होगा, ऊपर वाले को,
Top
सीईओ
वाले.
को, वीपी को, या नीचे के जो काम करने वाले बॉटम लेवल पे? व्हाट डू यू थिंक?
Sir, people at the top.
People at the top. Thank you very much. Gargi is sharing something interesting. Sir Kavi had 9 children, 23 grandchildren. Stephen Covey had a family living together of 49 under one roof. Dr. Stephen Covey, author of 7 Habits. Thank you very much for sharing and reminding me that. So great
Thanks, sir.
example. So incidentally, the research says that it is quite opposite. People at the CEO level and VP level are less stressed out than the people at the bottom. Now the question is interesting, is why? So you can now start thinking why that is going to happen. See, people at the top, they have all the resources. They have a comfortable car. They have status. They have money. They can buy anything. What happens to the people at the bottom? They are struggling every day for even a meal. Stressed out. You go out of your house. You have to catch a train exactly at 8:50. If you lose the train at 8:50, you will not be able to reach office at 9:45. If you're not able to reach office at 9:45, you reach 9:50, one late mark, 3 late marks, half day salary gone, 6 late marks, 1 day salary gone. This guy is earning so small amount and उसमें से भी एक दिन का salary गया. What will be left? These petrol prices are rising. Who is getting affected? Gas prices will increase now. Who will get affected after the election? Right. The small things, small things are getting expensive. Oil is getting expensive. Onion is getting expensive. Poor people will not have even enough to eat. Who is more stressed out? A poor man, he goes out, he sees a sweet shop where people are buying sweets of 1,000 rupees, 2,000 rupees, 5,000 rupees. This guy is looking from outside. Who's getting more stressed out? And there is a research done on baboons, monkeys, and other species which are close to us, where they follow hierarchy. Monkeys at the bottom, the weakest one, will be more and will be more stressed out than the monkey at the top, because the monkey at the top can steal anybody's girlfriend, right? If this monkey, weak monkey, has found a good place to rest, this will throw him out, push him out, and he will take the rest. He will rest. If he got something interesting to eat, something nice to eat, he will steal it from him, right? Or it will steal from it. So now, interestingly, who will be more stressed out? The people at the bottom, not at the top.
Uh, can I ask a question, sir?
Yeah, of course, you can ask many.
So the people at the top, they are at more risk, what I personally feel, of of losing out
See,
things,
yeah, see, this
of
is not
losing
about,
out.
see, this is not about feeling. I am talking about research. You can go and check on Google, find many researches which have been done. When the person is at the top, right, he is very unlikely to be stressed out. See, if you see, a common man is stressed out every day, every second, every hour. How is a CEO of the company stressed out every second, every minute, every hour? And plus, he has people at his disposal. He can go and spend money. Can I request you to please keep yourself on mute, Ramdas? Yeah. So, common
Can
person.
I say something?
Yeah, of course. Please go ahead. So, I'm not talking
People
from my
at the,
heart. This is
yeah,
all,
yeah, it's
whatever
okay.
is said is researched, not only on
Exactly,
human
exactly.
beings, but also on other species like baboons, monkeys. Yeah, please go ahead.
See, actually, at the senior position, you are made accountable, right? And whenever there are some
So
targets or
I will just stop you because this session is only till 5:30. Okay. So I have probably understood you. So what do you think? The people at the bottom are not accountable. They get salary. I will tell you the most people who are stressed out because they go out. If there is a salesperson, he has to go out and meet dealers and distributors and sell them the product at the bottom level. The CEO can go and sit there and he will say, yeah, take 1,000 pieces, and the dealer will have no option but to say yes, and he will feel great about it. Think about it. He has power to make strategies. He can make his life comfortable. He can travel by car in AC. So it doesn't matter if he is stuck in the traffic. He can still work there. Imagine a common man going by train. So first of all, getting into the train is a big challenge. After getting into the train, reaching the office is the second big challenge. He cannot ask for an additional cup of tea. A CEO can want as many as they want. Understand that. You can think about it later. See, it is not necessary that you have to agree with everything what I am saying, but whatever I am saying is a research material.
yeah, I do
Though,
agree.
yeah, okay. So think about it, right? So that is a myth and the misconception which we have to understand. People at the bottom are more stressed out. People who work as an office boy work 12 hours, and they have to listen to everybody. So you will ask for a cup of tea, the other guy will ask for a cup of coffee, the third guy will ask for Xerox, the fourth guy will ask him to file the papers. Now this may look very trivia, but this is all his job. If he doesn't do it, he will lose his job, which is only 15,000 rupees. CEO has already made enough of money, he doesn't care. He can.
Actually,
So
they are the
today
front warriors.
if you look at the modern world during COVID, who were most affected? Did Virat Kohli go into anxiety and depression because he was not able to play cricket, or the CEO of the companies went into anxiety and depression because they were not go to work? The people who were getting regular salaries, right, small salaries, they were at stake, so they ran from these cities to their villages. We thought they were fools. No, they were not fools. They were not able to even, because they had zero savings. खाएगा क्या? कल खाएगा क्या? Who is more stressed out? कल खाएगा क्या वाला, या जिसके पास इतना बैंक बैलेंस है जो 4-5 साल, 6 साल, 10 साल, 20 साल तक तो खत्म ही नहीं होने वाला? Tell me who will be more stressed out? Person who is, say, living in Bandstand. See, unless his business goes wrong, so then there is a different thing. If you look at average, right, most of the time
Actually,
people at
sir,
the bottom are,
actually, they are the front warriors.
yeah, they are the soldier who is fighting the war on the ground is more stressed out than the prime minister who is sitting in the office. Understand that. He is facing the bullets. I am not facing the bullet. You are not facing the bullet. So you don't know the stress. You don't know the stress the students would be going right now through you in Ukraine. They are the people. Putin is not stressed out. People of Russia are not stressed out. People who are at the top cream level of Russia, they are not stressed out. They don't care because they have enough. See, the people who run away from our country with huge debts are not stressed out because they already made their plans. Business flop हुआ, मेरे पास लंदन में घर है, लंदन में पैसा है, इन्वेस्टमेंट है, कोई डर नहीं है. स्विस का बैंक में पैसा है. What is his level of stress? You have to understand the maid who comes to your house to wash utensils have more stress than you. She's struggling. Probably her husband is an alcoholic. She has to go out for 700, 800, 1000 rupees. She has to go wash utensils, wash clothes. She cannot do more than work of more than 10 houses, 12 houses. So maximum she can earn is 12,000 rupees. And in that 12,000 rupees, she has to survive in the city. Who is more stressed out? Tell me. Think about it. The bottom. In the pyramid, the least cared people are at the bottom. And they go through huge amount of stress, anxiety, and depression. And they don't even know about it. Right. So there will be, of course, see, a CEO will have stress, but that will come and go, come and go. He will deal with it. He has resources, he has car, he has money, he has people to his disposition. He can make choices. He has power to make rules. You should be listening about NSE. The lady at the top, she can bend rules. So will she be more stressed out at the bottom or at the bottom who is working in NSE? Okay, so let's move ahead quickly. This connection with the natural world. So we are now living in a concrete jungle. There was a research which was done on people who jog, run in the morning, right? So the research was done on people who jog or ran in the natural environment, and then people who did it on treadmill. In both the cases, the stress went down. But when you were more connected with the natural world, the anxiety, depression, stress level was much less. So it is like we have been removed from our natural environment. See, human beings have been living in caves and agrarian jungles. So we are connected to our nature. And suddenly now we are living in a concrete jungle all alone. No nature around us. And that is another cause of anxiety and depression. Right. Hopeful and secure future. Right. So there are again interesting researches done on red Indians as well. Right. As soon as as soon as a person stops seeing a secured future tomorrow, he will get into anxiety, depression, stress, because he will get into a state of hopelessness. He's not able to see beyond. कल क्या होगा अच्छा मुझे मालूम नहीं है. Right. So there is one more thing interesting. I will talk about it later. Change, brain change. Now we all know neuroplasticity. Brain changes, adjusts according to the way we think. Right. Right. Now, if you look at the structure of our brain, the way our brain works, it has not changed too much. But if you look at the environment around us, it has drastically changed. So you compare the change in your brain and you compare the change which has happened in the environment around us, and you will find there's a huge difference. Right. Okay. So instinctively, like Dr. Bedi said, we are designed to think 4 times more negative because that was necessary for our survival when we were living in jungles. Now we are living in modern world. We don't have to worry about our survival as much as we used to do when we were living in the jungle. because the environment was extremely hostile. But our brain still continues to do that because it has not changed much. Now, when we talk about genes, what I have read and understood is that there is scientists have not been able to identify a single genes that causes anxiety and depression. However, the research says that probably 30 to 40% can be inherited through parents. Anxiety and depression can be inherited. Even negativity can be inherited. Negative thinking can be inherited, right? However, we have to understand that because it is in my genes doesn't mean it will happen to me. For example, if a genes holds controls whether I will have cancer or not, and that genes is predominant, so more likely I have cancer, doesn't mean I will have cancer. Why? Because genes only represents, if I live in the right environment, if I don't smoke, I live in a pollution free environment, I eat right things, still I will not have cancer. So genes don't dictate how we will live our lives. It is mostly our lifestyle. So there are a lot of research. Genes will be activated in that environment. So you can say that the information is there, but whether it will get switched on, it will get activated, depends on your lifestyle. Right. Now we spoke about 9 causes of anxiety and depression. Now we will get into quickly into how we can reconnect. Simple things that we can do that will help us deal with anxiety and depression. So first, have meaningful connection with other people. So have good relationships, have meaningful relationship with your colleagues, with your subordinates, okay, with your neighbors, with people around you. Have empathy for them. Second is, we can consciously try to be happy. This is especially true in Asian countries. So we are lucky that in one way that we are born in Asia, because in Asia, people believe that we can always try to be happy. However, the Western culture says that no, we cannot try to be happy. And it is more the Asian culture which talks about we. Whereas if you look at European culture, it is more me or I. So reconnecting is easier if you are living in an Asian country. Get into the groups, right? So join the groups where you have similar interest. For example, gardening, morning meditation, yoga, and form people around you. Go for morning walk with people, right? So that will reconnect you. So there was an experiment which was done where they got people who were going through severe stress, negativity, anxiety, depression, and so on. So they were offered to join classes of their own choice. So they could go to painting class if they want. They could even go to pottery class even if they want, right? Or laughing club and so on. So there were a number of uh, classes available, and they realized that as people came together, connected with each other, their level of stress, the level of anxiety and depression went away. So there was an NGO where they got such people together, and they were kind of asked to turn an open space which was kind of almost filled with garbage, uh, to kind of renovate and make it a garden, and they all agreed and they worked together. By the time they brought the transformation in that place, so that place became a beautiful garden. By the mean during that process, there was huge amount of changes within them. They got reconnected with other people, they were able to form some meaningful relationship, and they were able to connect with the nature, and they were able to deal with their own anxiety and depression. Connecting with meaningful work, right? So organizations, what they need to do is first they have to kind of educate employees about what is their vision, mission, values they stand for, and once they have decided on those values, they have to stick to those values. The second thing organization should do is tell their employees how they are contributing to the success of the organization. They have to tell people, educate people on how the organization is contributing to the society. whatever they are doing. So if the organization is producing or giving them service, giving any service, it is doing something for the other organizations, corporates or society. So, so how these employees at any level are contributing to the society and the company, that will create more engagement, right? Extreme materialism, we have to remember that not people with car and big houses are going to be always happy. It is not necessary that you have to be having an iPhone to be happy. So remove that idea of extreme materialism. So you have enough to survive, enough to sustain is good enough. And look at relationships more, right? So reconnection with meaningful work. So there is again a case study about a cycle shop where it was doing, the cycle shop was doing extremely well, but there was a culture where it was like pressure, bullying. The manager would bring all the employees together, more pressurize, fire them for mistakes, shout at them, and so on and so on. So one employee left the company and he started his own cycle shop, repair shop, right? So cycle shops are not so common here in the city. Probably in some countries there are, right? And then what he started doing was get his friends from the other company, his old company where he was working. Now there was, the culture was different. Every day there would be morning meeting. People were free to share. They were free to do the work in their own way. The idea was to keep the customer happy. So what they can do to make the customer happy. They were all empowered. They were appreciated and appreciated for their contribution on regular basis. Slowly and steadily, this guy started giving even uh, a percentage of share to these employees from the profit as well. And in no time, his company grew. So interesting case study. So meaningful work. So how you are contributing, how your work, how you, when you repair a bicycle, is contributing to your company on time, contributing to the society. So there was a person who resigned, who finished his tenure, so he retired as a head of distribution for a publication company. So during his on his last day, he said one thing very interesting. He said, "I never wrote an article. I never did any printing. Right? I couldn't even write a word in any of the magazines. But if I didn't do my work properly, people would have not got their periodicals to read on time. So that is how I have contributed to people." Right? So how do you reconnect? So make your work more meaningful. HR department, see, there are people who work in HR department. So it is human. It is not now no more human resource management, right? So when you talk about management, then you start using stake. You start using. You don't treat them as a human beings, right? So now it is human resource development. You have to understand people from their perspective. Sit there with an intention to help them. Very few actually I have found HR people who are connected to their work, find meaning in their work. See as an HR professional, how you are contributing to the company, to the employees in the organization, to the society. Advertising, stay away from the advertising. This is one of the advertisement which was banned. So you see a lot of models with a beautiful body and or the slim body, not necessarily always beautiful, but see, this is not possible for everyone to have, because there is something called genes, the way your body has been designed, right? But this gives a lot of inferiority complex at subconscious level, and people are kind of indirectly kind of incited to buy the products. So advertisements, you have to be very careful. They have a huge message at a subconscious level. Probably consciously you will say usme kuch nahi hai, but at an unconscious level, uh, in India, that is cream is very famous. A girl with dark skin, she's not getting any job, she's depressed. Then her friend, she's glowing. right? 90% of it is because of the makeup and the camera. And she says, use this cream, and within 7 weeks, it will change. They don't say that you will become fair or something. They just show. Nowhere they will say that, okay, you will get fairer and you will get more job opportunities. No. 7 दिन में फर्क देखिए. So these are all subconscious suggestions. All this we learn in NLP, how to give these subconscious suggestions to make your communication very effective. Right. So these are all subconscious messages. They go in your subconscious. They register. Your conscious doesn't know, and you start getting influence from them. If you look at, there are strip advertisements coming at the bottom. Most of the time you're not noticed also, but that gives you subconscious familiarity. You go to the shop, you are more likely to pick that product even though you're not consciously seeing it, but your subconscious has registered it. It is familiar to them. It is no more new to them. Right. Meaningful values. So people, if you people ask people, what do you spend your money on? So there is an activity. We can't do it here because of the lack of time. This can be a full day session. So what do you spend your money on? Right. So people will list the things they want to spend their money on. And if they ask them where you are actually spending right now, they are actually spending on things which they don't matter to them anymore. Now, why they are spending their money on things which they don't really value? It is because of the social pressure, because of the advertisement, because of the social pressure. If the other person has renovated his or her house and now it is looking beautiful, I also have to renovate my house, otherwise I am not good enough. So this kind of materialistic attitude, meaning less values, more kind of feeded by the advertisement and the social media, is actually kind of deviating us from, it is not actually allowing us to be happy. Remember, happiness is the natural state of human mind. Human mind wants to be happy, but we have trained ourselves not to be happy most of the time because of the factors around us. I'm sorry. Focus on intrinsic value, sympathetic joy. Now, there is an interesting thing, how social media like Facebook or Instagram can make you unhappy. So somebody said in the beginning, in the initial beginning of the program, anyone would like to share how Facebook and Instagram or any other social media can make you unhappy? I trust you are all are listening to me and not
Yes,
gone
sir.
to sleep. Yeah, yeah,
Sir, it is mostly because of comparison,
right,
and as a lot of information makes you overthink about
right,
a thing.
right. So it is more because of the jealousy, which is a negative emotion which can work towards your way. But what is it doing? You are becoming jealous and you can't do anything about it. Culture of comparing and competing, that you rightly said. Scarcity mentality. It is like, if he got it, I will get less. उसको promotion मिल गया तो मुझे नहीं मिलेगा. And if you read 8 habits from effectiveness to greatness, Dr. Stephen Covey talks about how we can change the culture, where instead of top three, now they also have schools and colleges are also now starting a grading system. So it is not about 1, 2, 3, it is about which grade you have come. So that now what we were doing in schools are 1, 2, 3. So only one person can come first, right? So if he has to come first, there are two things. One thing is that you study hard, but you are still not sure. Then what is the second thing you do? What Chatur did in the Three Idiots. You stop others from studying. So this comparison and competing creates scarcity mentality. Dr. Stephen Covey talks about abundance mentality, of abundance mentality. So you can also eat the pie, I will also eat the pie, and still we will have more to spare. See, because of this scarcity mentality, division of wealth, you must be watching on news every time. Top 4 or 5% would be kind of holding 90% of the country's wealth in all the countries, most of the countries, right? China, India, probably even in US also. and rest of the 90%, 90%, 95% population would be holding only 10-15% of the wealth. Now tell me, who will be more stressed out, top or bottom? So scarcity mentality. So because of this scarcity mentality, they're accumulating wealth and they're not happy. They're not satisfied. They want more and more. Now they have so much that their 7 generations can feed. Still they want more. You have become the Prime Minister of India. You have failed, but you still want to continue to be a Prime Minister. You have been President of US. You failed, but still you want to continue to be President because you want that power. You become a politician. 5 years you do nothing. Then again you come back to the same people and make same promises. And people also vote you again. Scarcity mentality. The more you want, see, they have huge opportunity. A politician has a huge opportunity. A politician who have been elected by a huge mandate can change the whole country if he wishes to, but he won't. Scarcity mentality. Feel happy for others. So there is a meditation which we do. You can do the mindful meditation, practice every day for 15 minutes. So it is like when you sit, first think about people you like and see them happy, feel happy. Then you continue think about people whom you are neutral with. So there is no like or dislike attached. So probably a watchman whom you didn't even notice. Think about all good things that can happen to him. Feel happy about it. Then start thinking about people you dislike and see good things happening to them and feel happy about it. See, if somebody is enjoying a vacation in Canada, there are 2 ways, right? He is enjoying the snow. Be happy with him, for his family. Congratulate him for his promotion instead of feeling jealous, feeling negative, feeling unhappy, right? Think about how you can go to Canada and have a vacation someday. Double your compassion. Most of the people who suffer from anxiety and depression, and they may disagree, over addiction to self. Like you watch movies, उसने मुझे थप्पड़ क्यों मारा? Now that is giving over importance to self. See, you are unhappy, so you are not the only one in the world unhappy. There are many who are unhappy. People, there are other people who are facing bigger challenges than you. They have more reasons to be unhappy. People have lost their legs, their hands. You will see videos, and they have overcome those disabilities and they are doing great. And you have everything, where you are fit and still you are crying. So give that over addiction to self, overthinking about yourself. Meditation, right? Because people see only their pain, their hurts, their resentments, their failures. So read about others who have failed more visibly, who had really bad times. You will realize that the world is full of them. Your pain, your resentments, your hurt, your challenges are very little in compared to what the world has gone through or people have gone through. Childhood trauma. So acknowledge the childhood trauma, right? Tell about it to people whom you are really connected. Get that off your head. Probably go to a counselor and get those images, get those feelings out of your system. Hopeful future. Create a future for yourself. Now I will explain 5 minutes about this one. So there is a concept of universal basic system. I think you would be aware of it. Anybody who knows what is universal basic income? I'm sure you all must be knowing about it. You can use the chat box or you can unmute. Yeah.
No, sir.
So universal
Hear it,
basic system, yeah, and universal basic system is a system where the government provides a certain basic income to all the people in their country. If you remember Rahul Gandhi speaking about uh, giving a specific amount of money to all poor people, right? So now when we talk about now, Rahul Gandhi has so that stupidity has been anchored with Rahul Gandhi so much through social media and propaganda that even if he talks something sensible, people ridicule him. Right now, when you talk about this universal basic income, right, this is something which is quite now Western world is thinking about implementing it. Right now, what this says is everybody in the country will get some specific income from the government. Now, what happens if people are given this basic income? So the most of them will say that yeah, these poor people will waste it away. They will drink it. They will buy something which is not required, and they will waste their money. It is not true. There was a experiment which was done in a village, in a Western village, in a country, and they identified this village because all these people who lived in this village were dependent on agriculture. If the and natural rain, so if it rained well, they got some money. If it didn't rain, then they had really bad times. And if it didn't rain enough for 2 3 years, they are gone. So they started giving a universal basic income, right, to all these people only for these villages for an experiment. And then they started realizing that the things were changing. People went and did further education using this basic income. Most of them were able to bring about changes. Of course, there will be some who wasted it out, but most of them utilized it wisely. And interesting thing about universal basic income is that if you ask me, I will say all will waste it. But if you ask me if I give it to you, I will say no, I will make the right use of it. So everybody feels that he will make right use of it, but others will waste it. But that is not true. Most of them were able to use it nicely, and the researchers were actually shocked to see the results, and they thought that this is something we should do for our people, for our country, because they have to have, see, imagine a person, a boy born from a mother who doesn't have a shelter. She's begging on the street. What chance this boy has to grow in his life? Tell me, what are the odds? So if somebody has born in a very poor family, the chances, the odds against he becoming a good citizen of the country, contributing in some way to the economy of the country, is very, very less. This universal basic income does that. So we spoke about all this. So you have to have a community, join a community first thing. uh, Anything that interests, yoga, laughter club, go with your friends for a walk, jog, be mix with your society people, do whatever you can, fight, do everything, but be connected with the community. Follow meaningful values, not the junk values, especially imposed on you by the society more than society advertisements. Find meaning in your work, whatever you're doing right now. You find a meaning of your work, how you're contributing to the company, how you're contributing to the society. Appreciate your own self. So if nobody is appreciating, stand in front of a mirror and appreciate yourself every morning for the great work you did. Get yourself connected with the natural world. So have a garden, do whatever you can within your limits and stay connected with the natural world. Go for a vacation every year in a natural place. See, create a future, a secured future for yourself, earn respect for yourself in the society by your work, in your company, in your society. When you connect with all these things, and of course, if there is any shame, any guilt, get rid of it. Speak with somebody, to somebody, give it away, and release it from your mind. So this is what we were talking about. See, my favorite example and very relevant. If today You go and search on Google 10 benefits of having milk every day. You will find sites which will tell you benefit of having milk every day. Harmful effects of having milk every day. They will tell you harmful effects also. Tell me, how can a cow's milk or a sheep's milk good for you? So there is again an interesting study. So before humans started actually rearing animals and having their milk. So there are certain during the evolution there were certain people who over a period of time got were able to uh, start started digesting get uh, uh, what you call they got habituated of milk and they were able to digest it, and there was a change in their genetical system. There are still some races where they cannot digest milk, right? So as soon as they as a child they drink their mother's milk, and then as they grow then they are not able to have milk because that genes is not there. So that is the process of evolution. There are still certain human tribes or sects which are not able to digest milk. Today, modern world, because we are forced to do so many things at the same time, the pressure is the highest. कितना भी पैसा कमा लो, कितनी भी चीजें ले आओ घर में, वो कम ही पड़ने वाला है. Plus, this COVID has made our times uncertain. TV continuously negativity, right? Now they have new agenda, social media making you jealous. Movies, no values, no values in movies, right? Very difficult to say who is good or bad. Value system going down, relationship breaking up. We need in this modern world, it is important that we stay positive. Now, when we talk about staying positive, there are two things. First is that we have to remove negativity and then increase positivity so that we can achieve success in our lives. So, with the help of NLP hypnosis, we can increase self-awareness, change our belief systems at subconscious level, improve our self-awareness, change our perceptions, make our attitude positive, deal with the stress which we are facing, help others also deal with that stress, improve health, remove addictions, become physically fit, remove past painful memories or traumas. We can do with it with NLP. Then sleep disorders, very common today. I have helped many who had sleep disorders, very severe one. Psychosomatic diseases. So when I talk about sleep disorders, when you join my meditation session, you will notice that many of them go to sleep. Psychosomatic diseases, pain in the body, but no physical evidence of that. Removing fears. Human beings are born only with two fears. Yeah, I can have 15 minutes meditation. It is not in fact 15 minutes. It is only 3-4 minutes after the session. Whoever wants to do it, you will have to keep your cameras on. We will do it for 5 minutes. Mindful meditation if you are interested. I can understand I have gone beyond time, but I was not
I
able to
just want
manage
to
it.
say something, sir.
Yeah, please.
Yesterday evening, you had a class at 8 p.m., I believe, right?
8:30 meditation. Yeah.
8:30. And trust me, sir, after maybe during this class itself, I got slept.
Yeah.
I woke up at 11 in the night.
Right.
And it was so good, actually. After many days, I slept very well.
So thank you very much, Rajendra, for coming out and sharing. This will definitely benefit people who are listening to it and also live on YouTube. So thank you very much. So it's like this negativity is not going to stop. It is going to be there continuously. You have to open social media, so you will see people. You have to switch on your TV to know what is happening around the world, and then they will start bombarding with all the garbage. So everywhere you will have to go for movies. You cannot come out of this society. So this is the problem with our society is having. So when we talk about anxiety and depression, it is not about all the time about the person. It is about the way our society is dealing with them. So that's the point we have to make. So whenever somebody comes to me, first thing I tell him is there is nothing wrong with you. Probably there is something which we need to correct in the way you are living, in the way you are seeing things. That is all. And all the problem is not with you. The problem is with the society also. Society demands that you have more money, you have bigger car. The bigger car, the more value you will have. People believe that you have less stress, you have more stress. So we will disrespect a watchman, but we will respect a CEO. But it is otherwise. Probably a watchman is fighting a bigger battle than you all, me all. He's staying here. His family is somewhere in other state. He doesn't know what is happening to his family. He's not able to see his children's face every day. Who is going through more stress? Here probably is crammed in, living in a small room with 10 people, no proper hygiene, no proper sanitation, no proper taking water at a small amount of 10-15,000 rupees. Very difficult to survive in 15,000 rupees in a city like Mumbai. A cab driver may be more stressed out because of the traffic, and then here the pressure is there to make money as well. So success, right? With the help of NLP and hypnosis, we can help you succeed. So one is that removing negativity, other one is increasing positivity, finding opportunities, solution to the problems which you are facing. So we will be facing problems. They are genuine, they are real. Their solutions also exist. They are there in front of us, but we are not able to see them, identify them. We can do that with the help of the power of subconscious mind. Being more creative, creating opportunities for yourself. Opportunities are also there. You are not able to see it. First and the foremost important thing, what is the purpose of my life? What is the goal in my life? What are my dreams? We can work using NLP and hypnosis. Communicating with self. Communicating with self about self is a huge thing, right? How I see myself make a huge difference in the way I'm going to live my life. There is again a research on that. I will share with you some other time. Success, help you successful. Attract wealth, attract health. So a certain level of health, a certain level of wealth is also required to live a happy and healthy life. It is not unimportant. See, I'm never said that money is not important. It is. But if you sacrifice every other thing only for money, only for that salary, you are getting into a big problem. Building relationship. We can improve our relationship using NLP and hypnosis. Being happy. It's a natural state when I take you through NLP, take you into deeper subconscious level. Rajendra just said, it is a natural state. You feel really good, right? Uh, you can exercise. Public speaking, the biggest fear, you can overcome that using NLP and hypnosis. Become a great leader. Improve our relationship with our family, friend, colleagues, loved ones. We need to change our belief system, our mindset, achieve success, deal with fears. Human beings are born only with two natural fears. Deal with anxiety and depression. All this can be done with help of our unconscious mind. See, a successful life depends on the play, on mutual cooperation between unconscious mind and conscious mind, right? That is why we say that we all should have a life coach. See, the people who are extremely rich at the top of the hierarchy, they also have a coach. Jack Welch. I'm sure all the corporate people have heard about Jack Welch, undisputed number one CEO in the world, all times. A loss-making company, which was at the verge of bankruptcy, became the world's largest company. Right now, Apple is there. That time it was GE. Now GE became the first company to cross 1 trillion. Now the companies are becoming so huge. Their turnover is more than the GDP of a country. Now they are going to dictate the world, the policies which will be made. So we all need to have a life coach so that our negativity can be removed. We can see opportunities, solution, and live a healthy life. Doesn't cost much. Okay. So today we did the program on emotional wellness. We will do another session on how to attract positivity, health, wealth, money, happiness, and success using the technique manifestation. I will announce it shortly, probably next to next week, right? So join our meditation session. If you're not attended our meditation session, you should do it immediately. It will give you immediate impact, immediate result, right? And you should join this meditation sessions regularly, preferably once in a week, at least once in 15 days, so that you feel positive about it and you are able to deal with the negativity which has been constantly kind of thrown at you.
This meditation sessions at what time is it held, sir?
Now I did at 5:30 a.m. in the morning and also 8:30 in the evening. So
Every day?
join the group, not every day. It is not necessary to do it every day. Once in a week or once in a 15 days is good enough.
Okay.
Okay. So you join the meditation group. It has been only admin. You will only get the update and link and probably some good quotes only from me and nothing else. So it will be only admin.
How
So
do I
you don't have.
join that group? WhatsApp group?
So you have to message me on the number from where you got the link.
Okay.
So either me or my colleagues will add you to the group.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
So stay connected and also share it with your friends and colleagues so that they also benefit from this meditation session. See, we understood that when we talk about anxiety, depression, stress, it is more because we are too focused about ourselves, our pain,
Yeah.
our hurt. But when we start looking at the people outside and we see their struggle, their life, we feel that it's nothing. It's nothing in compared to what people are actually facing in their lives, and that gives you a feel, and you have to go out and help others in whatever way you can. So you don't have to be a monk to distribute all your wealth, not necessary, but small things that you can do for people can make huge impact in your life. The more you give others, the more you feel good about it. The more you feel good about it, the more you will gain, is the natural law of the world today. Okay. And then, yeah, we just spoke about meditation. So join the meditation group, message me on WhatsApp. And then we have this transformation workshop. Uh, I am announcing it. The dates are not confirmed yet, but I will soon do it. So this is for people who want to remove anxiety, stress, depression from their life and live a positive life. So we will meet 5 Fridays, 1 hour every week, and I will use uh, group techniques on everyone together on Zoom. So meditation and manifestation are one of the techniques. There are many other techniques that can be used to change our lives, to improve our lives, to transform our lives. That is why the program is named as transformation. And this will also include two one-to-one coaching as well. So apart from those group techniques, which we will do, regular meditation sessions we will do, I will do one-to-one sessions also on Zoom, where I will use a specific technique based on what you want to achieve, one-to-one. Right. You should go and subscribe my YouTube channel. Search for Sanjay B. Goel and you will find it immediately in YouTube. Subscribe that channel so that you receive regular notification when I am live doing a session or when I upload those videos. Okay. And you should see some of the techniques which I have used it during the program. One is end-step reframing, in which I install finger signals. So with the movement of fingers, we come to know whether what the unconscious mind is saying, yes or no. So we can communicate directly with the unconscious of the subject. So and then, okay, so we will forget about the investment part, but I have to tell you that I have kept the investment very low, only 2,700 rupees for this session, which will be for five 1 hour to one-to-one coaching, and plus these free meditation sessions will be open for him forever. So this is what I offer as a benefit to the society, right? You will also get a certificate of participation that you have attended a transformation workshop, right? And then this is the NLP certification program, where the next dates are yet to be announced. I have done some of the batches. The recording of some of the techniques with the permission of the participants are now there on YouTube. You should watch some of them. How to take a person in a deeper state of relaxation Very few know this technique, though many are certified NLP practitioners, but not everybody knows how to take a person in a deeper state of relaxation. Hypnotherapy is what we combine it with. I have combined with it. And then there are other techniques which you will learn in this program. You will also learn at least 25 NLP techniques and 20 topics related to mind, NLP, and hypnosis. These training programs will also have practice sessions. So it is like, it is not just that I showed you the technique and then you are left to practice it on your own. During the program itself, you will practice it with each other and see your life being transformed during the workshop itself. You will learn it to work on yourself, on others, and also on groups. Like I do meditation group techniques. So you will learn that also. Meditation techniques, how to take people in deeper state, do meditation with them. That also you will learn. So you can start your own NLP courses. You can start your own meditation sessions. You can combine it with yoga, counseling, dietitians, uh, health experts, gym instructors. All can use this NLP techniques on their uh, customers or members, I should say. You will also learn how to customize your technique. So if something, if somebody comes with something which is not there in the syllabus, you know what are the techniques, how you can modify those techniques, right?
For how many days does this course
This is
happen?
5 Sundays. This is 5 Sundays, 11 to 5. So this is good for leaders, managers. So if you want to know more, you can connect with me on phone. You can share your email ID and I will share the entire uh, techniques, topics, everything, time which will be covered uh, during the program. So this is a must. See, I will tell you, you learn NLP from wherever you want to. It's okay, but you should learn NLP. And if you can learn hypnosis also along with NLP, then great, because then you will be able to work on everyone, even in group techniques and one-to-one also. I have a success rate of almost 100%. Even on Zoom, the success rate is 100%. I can assure you that the same skills, it requires practice and patience and learning. So you practice, you have patience, you are ready to apply, take risk, have confidence on the techniques which you have learned. There is no way you can fail.
So
Leaders,
how much does this
managers,
how much approximately this course
I will tell you.
cost?
I will tell you. So trainers, facilitators, coaches, corporate employees, HR and NLD professionals, to motivate people, sales and marketing professional. Remember those suggestions which I spoke about, subconscious suggestions. Communication and influencing, again subconscious suggestions. For counselors, therapists, psychiatrists, relationship coaches. This is a must because it will kind of improve the impact of whatever they are doing faster. Entrepreneurs, self-employed, professionals, Reiki, healers, people who deal with psychosomatic diseases, yoga instructors, dietitians, gym instructors, people who do meditation, all can use this technique. Emotional wellness, mental health, teachers should learn this technique so that they can help their students, right? And yeah, so I spoke about first 2 hours will be theory, 20 topics we are going to cover one by one. You will have handouts, demonstrate. I will demonstrate this technique on one of the participants who is willing in the beginning, and then we will, rest of them will go in the breakout room and practice it. So you are going to practice all these techniques during the program itself. You're going to get handouts, recording of the demo sessions. Some of them will be on YouTube as well. And after the course is complete, then what do? You come back and practice with each other during practice sessions. So we will organize regular practice sessions. You can join them and you can practice it. So for first 5 participants, we have 50% discount. You can pay it in 3 installments and there will be no taxes also. So it is all inclusive of taxes. So just by paying 4750 every month for 3 months, you will get NLP certification. Remember, NLP is not about certification. It is not a graduation degree. It is more about how you are able to use these techniques. Today, you will find every other person as NLP practitioner. But you ask him when he used this NLP technique last. I use NLP techniques in all my training sessions, whether they are classroom or whether they are online, any topic, time management. I am doing a training. I will use an NLP group technique to increase the impact of the training manifold. Like Rajendra sir said, the experience the person has in the end with your technique is manifold, will increase the impact of your session manifold. Right. These are the techniques and topics which I am going to cover. Right. There is one thing I would like to share. Though the dates of NLP course is not finalized, I will do it in a day or so. On 20th March, I'm going to do a half day session where I'm going to talk about NLP coaching model, right? So this NLP coaching model, I will share it with you. So you will learn this coaching model first thing, and then you will know how to use these different techniques where this will be before the program starts. This is on 20th March online. And participants who enroll for the certification course, for them, you will get this NLP coach certificate that will be additional. So the certificate for 5 days is NLP practitioner. This half day will have NLP coach certificate. So this is what additional you're going to get at no cost. The only thing you have to do is you have to enroll for NLP certification course. Once you enroll before 20th March, you are entitled to attend this program. I will explain you in the half day coach model, how is it work, how you can kind of organize these techniques which we are going to learn during the program, and then you get into the program. Okay. So this is about, so everybody should have a counselor and coach. Then I spoke a lot about leadership program, and I'm sure the people who work in the corporate know from where I've come, where I'm coming from. I have been in the corporate for more than 30 years. So I have had all kind of bosses, and I really have great relationship with most of them. Even today, if I call them for any help, I'm going to get it. I am 100% sure. One may be in Gurgaon, one may be in Mumbai, but I can always get in touch with them. So we have to, as a leader, build those kind of relationship with our people. Whether they stay with you or work in any other company, they should always feel connected with you. So these were 3 programs which I did in leadership series. If you want to do this program, see, I'm not doing these free sessions on leadership right now. Right now, my focus is on NLP hypnosis. So if you want to do it as an in-house program, you can let me know. I can definitely do these programs online for you. This leadership development program. If you have some specific issues, you can share with me and I will customize this leadership program for you. Keep it minimum 2 to 3 days so that we cover most of the topics in it. So now I have shared, we have done the program. I'm sorry, I went half 35 minutes beyond, and I will just see how many participants have survived my session. So we have 5 of you. Okay. So okay. So I will end the session now. If you have anything to ask or share, you're free to do that. If you want to practice 5 minutes more meditation, I can still do that for you, but you will have to keep your videos on, because without seeing you, I can't do that. So you can write yes or no here, or not necessary that you have to do it right now. I have a full-fledged meditation session coming for you. You have to just join the group, receive the link there, adjust your timing, right? So it's like we have food every day and we have to get rid of the waste every day. Negativity in our mind is something which we need to kind of get rid every day, not necessary every day, but at least once in a week or 15 days. I would call it as detox your mind.
Thank you so much, sir. I sent a message to the from where I got the link. I've sent
Okay.
a request to add me to the meditation group,
Okay.
also
Right.
on the NLP certification bit. So if
Right.
someone could respond, that would be great.
So you can also message your email ID. We will share the entire content with you, and you can have a discussion if you have any queries with me one-to-one.
Sure.
So this is for everyone. Anybody who is interested in doing the NLP course, you want your friends or colleagues to do it, you can guide them to me. I will take them through the entire content, which anyway I'm going to do it on 20th March also. So you will have an idea. There are a lot of techniques I have posted wherever I can on YouTube. You can have a look at them and you will realize the power of NLP. the meditation sessions which I am doing regularly, you can have the feedback from of these participants, and they will tell you how they felt. See what happens is, I will just add one last thing, that we have not been connected to our subconscious mind for a very long time. Some of them can get connected easily. Somebody will take time. Yes, but eventually, when you keep on coming and doing my sessions, the more you attend the sessions, the more your unconscious will open, because now your unconscious knows that something good is happening, right? And your unconscious is your friend. Your unconscious is responsible for your survival. He is always working for your survival, right? So when your unconscious starts feeling that this is something good for me, the unconscious will open faster, and then it will be easy for you to give suggestions to your own unconscious. So you will not be always dependent on me. How you can do that, I will also share it with you during the program. So great. Thank you, Sai Lakshmi, and thank you to everyone who kind of gave your extra 30 minutes. Of course, you gave the entire 2 hours. Thank you very much. For any queries and suggestions, please feel free to connect with me anytime. My numbers are also there on social media, and we'll try to message you individually as well. And please spread about our sessions to more people so that they also benefit from these courses. Okay. So if I understand 1 out of 7 suffering from anxiety and depression, so my session which deals with this topic very authentically, though I am not an expert in this, but based on my experience and my reading, whatever simple points I could kind of uh, get out from whatever I have learned and present it to you. I am sure if you are able to apply even some of them, it will create a drastic changes in their lives. So do recommend such sessions to your friends, colleagues, whom you know they need help.
Definitely, sir.
Thank you very much. Have a wonderful time.
Thank you.
Take care and stay safe. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.